welcome to another 31 Days of Horror 2019 video. James is not picking anything today yet again because we're going to Netflix with some Stephen King. Yes, you know exactly what we're talking about. Everybody's been talking about In the Tall Grass.
I haven't heard anybody talking about it. I just saw it come up as this new thing on Netflix and I'm like, this might be decent.
So that's what you're thinking?
I'm hoping.
All I know about it is I've seen a poster with somebody going into tall grass, and it reminded me of Children of the Corn. So I'm thinking it's going to be classic Stephen King, Children of the Corn, except grass instead of corn. I don't know. I got nothing. I have nothing except for a poster to go by. So I don't know. I usually like Stephen King stuff. It's usually, at the very least, fun. And for some of his better stuff, it's, yeah, can be a little scary. Now you're saying it's not just Stephen King who wrote this?
Not from what I read, no. It was based on a story that he wrote with someone else, but I don't know who that is.
Oh. So, I don't know. We'll find out eventually. But first, let's watch. Well, we're going to watch. You can see our
Go to your
review
own
in a
Netflix
second.
and watch, not using my Netflix.
Okay, we are back with In the Tall Grass, which we mentioned was written by Stephen King. Not quite. He didn't write the film. He wrote a story.
That's what I said.
That's what you said?
Yeah.
Oh. So, he has a writing credit, but yeah, he didn't write the actual film, which shows. It was him and Joe Hill. Joe Hill, you probably know from, well, I think they've done other collaborations and such like that, but it was a novella that they had done. So, I haven't read that. I'm guessing you haven't read it?
I haven't even heard of this until today.
This is the movie. I don't know what the novella is called.
That either. Listen, I'm out of the loop with these things.
The film is written by and directed by Vincenzo Natali. That name doesn't mean anything to you, does it?
It's Italian?
Vincenzo Natali, the man from Canada behind Cube, one of the best films to take place in a single room, but not take place in a single room ever.
That seems like science fiction.
It is science fiction-y. Splice, the crazy, really, really weird movie about genetic stuff. So, yeah. I think is he actually Canadian though? I know those films were Canadian. He was born in Detroit. All right, never mind. He's American. Maybe he lives in Canada. I don't know. He works on Canadian films. But yeah, so that's kind of why the feel of this film is very not so much by like a Stephen King type thing, even though it's Stephen King and Joe, Stephen and Joe wrote the novella, so obviously there's going to be slight differences from a standard Stephen King thing. But yeah, because Vincenzo did actually write this based off of their story and then directed it, and I'm almost glad that somebody wrote and then directed the film, because oh my gosh, I could only imagine what somebody who was writing it had in mind. Like, you've got the first novella, then somebody's taking that and adapting it, and then somebody's taking the adaptation and bringing their own vision of that, and then, oh yeah, I can only imagine how convoluted that would be, because this film is essentially about a bunch of people who get lost in tall grass.
Mow your lawns, people.
Mow your lawns, yes.
Glad I did one today.
I will say this right off the bat. I love the location in this film. Like it was like gorgeous. I've never seen grass that high in my life. It almost looked like bamboo fields. It was so high. It's like it's obviously above. It's like cornstalk high grass. Yeah, I've never seen anything quite like it. The film has a few people in it. Lesla de Oliveira. Code 8, Guest of Honor, The Gifted, One by One, iZombie. That's essentially her forte. I didn't really recognize her, though I've seen all of those films I just mentioned. We've got Avery Whitted. What would you say that? Whitted? Who plays her brother. He's not really done anything. He's a not have done much of anything beforehand kind of a person. And essentially those two, she's pregnant and they're driving cross country. He's driving her across country. And they stop in front of some tall grass and hear a boy calling for help. And I wonder if that boy actually has any other screen credits to his name.
He looks like
Will Buell Jr.
Doesn't he look like Ethan? No, what's the guy's name? The guy. Oh, he was in Maniac and he was in Horns. Who's that guy? Daniel. Is it Daniel? Who is that guy now? Oh my God.
Radcliffe?
Is that the guy who's in Horns?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
He's been in a whole bunch of things.
The guy from Harry Potter?
No, is it? I don't know. The Woman in Black?
Yeah.
That's
the
him?
Guy from Harry Potter.
He looks like him.
Harry Potter.
I don't.
It doesn't.
He
maybe
looks a
similarities to him, but this kid looked like a funky version of like.
Or that guy from
Harry
The
Potter.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, the
Like an
Frodo
elfie
guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
The elfish guy?
An elfie guy? Like the ears are weird or something? No. I don't watch that either. I don't. He looks like.
I think she means Frodo,
I don't know.
who was not an elf.
No? That's what it is.
But the kid's actually done work before. He was in Bunked, where he played Finn Sawyer, in a movie called Gifted, where he played the boy, or a boy. And yeah, he was in episodes of Modern Family. So this wasn't his first outing, unlike the brother, oddly enough. Now, he's the guy calling out for help because he and his parents ended up in the grass. His dad is played by Patrick Wilson. Now, Patrick Wilson has been in a lot of things. Phantom of the Opera, he played Raoul. Hard Candy, he was in that. Insidious, you know him. He's the Josh Lambert. Well, we'll just say the Insidious series spin-off, whatever you care. Anytime that guy shows up in a movie, that's Josh Lambert. He's in Watchmen and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that didn't hit you when you know. Nope. And then this one, I'm guessing, Rachel Wilson.
His wife.
Rachel Wilson played his wife, and she was in The Glass House. She played Hannah. Saw 3D. She played the mother. In other things like Winter Break and Impulse, and such. Nothing crazy big or anything, but she didn't really seem familiar anyways, so it wasn't anything. There are a couple of other people in the film who have little portions of their, but there's one, this guy, who the boyfriend of the original girl who was pregnant and father of the child, who comes looking for her, is played by Harrison Gilbertson. Why do I feel that that's not his real name?
Two last names.
Yeah. So yeah, he was Little Pete in Need for Speed, Cambriel in Fallen, Aaron Keane in Upgrade, Evan Asher in Haunt, and he's been in a whole bunch of other genre work as well. And yeah, essentially, like we said, the movie is about people getting lost in this tall grass. Now, where you're attacking the little guy. Little guy's attacking the little guy. Where this film ends up being kind of interesting, because at first you're thinking, oh my, well, and this is what literally Leslie tuned out really early on.
Because I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm watching a movie about people in grass talking to a rock. Like, I can't. Spoiler, they talk to a rock, alright?
Yeah, there's a lot of just people walking around grass, running around grass, calling each other's names, yelling, running from somebody, running towards somebody, just, stuff. And I get it. Grass that tall, sure, you can get lost in it, but eventually you're going to come out.
Yeah.
Unless, and here's, do I even say the thing about this grass? Why is it special? Can I? Or is that
I don't think you should.
No? Okay, the grass, we'll just say the grass is special.
It's not that kind of stuff.
It gets you so high! But we'll say that the film also involves time travel.
I can't deal with that.
And that's, I knew right off, as soon as they introduced, like, already Leslie had tuned out of the film because it was just like...
No, because I thought, like, almost 2 hours that I'm going to have to watch this go on for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, like
no.
this is, you know how a film tries to draw you in the opening sequence? Well, their opening sequence with people running around grass, calling out each other's names.
It's like Marco Polo in a field, man. I can't... No.
And so yeah, she tuned out of that, and then as soon as they introduced this time travel element, that was it. She was already not really interested, but at that point she was just like,
I was confused,
I don't
and
know
I'm
what's
like, I
going
can't
on
follow
anymore.
this anymore, so I'm not even going to bother because this is ridiculous, and I don't.
yeah. So what happened in the film?
I know what happened at the end.
Oh, you know what happened at the end?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Because of all the stuff that happened in the middle. Good answer.
Yeah, so essentially, believe it or not, this is a sci-fi time travel film.
Which is, I would not have picked it at all.
In the envelope of a horror film about people getting trapped in tall grass. It is one of the most bizarre things, and it all revolves around paradoxes and how time travel, you revert on yourself. Well, this is what the whole film is really about, and it's just, and I should have said spoilers there because that probably gives away too much, but
maybe you needed to know that.
But you might have wanted to know that before going in, because I didn't know, and then I started getting. I'm just like, what the heck is going? I mean, there's like dream sequence type stuff going on, and hallucinating, and just some weird kind of spiritual, religious type aspects to it, and it just started going kind of wonky, and I was just like, what the heck am I watching? But you stick with it and you watch it through and you get to the end. Yeah? You didn't like the end? No? Well, the ending was okay, I guess. No? Okay. But, yeah, it's one of those films where I'm going to have to watch it again just to be able to...
You can do that on your own time.
To get a better sense of what was going on. Because in the initial viewing, there is a especially climax area where things get a little bit jumbled, and I started getting lost a little bit, and I'd like to rewatch it just to see how it played out.
And I think also,
again.
I mean, I didn't find it that interesting, but then also I'm tired, and I think you can't be tired if you're watching this because you really gotta.
You do have
stay
to
on
pay
it.
attention. You do have to pay attention.
Like if you, I mean, I looked away on my phone for a little bit, and then I look back up, and I'm like, really? What?
I did the same. I did the same thing. I thought they were all right. They're running around in grass again, and I looked at my phone. Next thing I know, I look up and I'm like, "What?
Yeah, you're
how
really
did they get there?"
attention.
So yeah, I missed something at that point, and then there was a couple of other times I
think you fell asleep.
I closed my eyes, and next thing I know, I opened my eyes, and I was just like, "What the hell?" We were in. Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. And so, that being said, it definitely requires a rewatch for me. Again, you tapped out early, so you don't need to rewatch it because you're not interested in watching it the first time whatsoever.
I wouldn't even say it's so much because it's a time travel thing per se. Because there was a movie at the festival
Back to the Future
thing.
doesn't count.
No, at the festival thing. But it was more of like a comedy. And the guy kept going back.
Oh.
Okay, and that I enjoyed. That was all right.
Mega Time Squad.
Yeah, that was all right. See, that was time travel and shit.
Kind of, yeah, but that was played for laughs, right?
And I like that. You're not in dark grass all the time.
So yeah, if you had to rate it, what would you rate it?
I need to come up with a new version of how much do you want to go to sleep while you watch something. This is so difficult because I always want to compare it to other stuff. Like, I feel like it's a better looking and stuff like that than other movies, right? So then, therefore, I want to give it more. But just like if I wasn't comparing it at all, I'm not gonna rate it that high. Like I would maybe give it. I don't know if 2 wants to come out of my mouth.
2? You're going with 2?
I guess.
Now this is as far as this is a Netflix original, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
The premise was pretty good if it just didn't go all over the place and like if it had gone in a different direction and it was just more horror-esque or something, I probably would have liked it because I would have paid more attention.
Yeah, my predictions of children, the corn, and grass was completely wrong. Though there was a kid in the grass.
Yes.
So maybe it was right. I don't know.
Kind of freaky little kid.
Yeah,
too.
freaky looking little kid. I guess I'm going to 3. There were CG aspects of this film that I didn't like. But then again, it would have been really hard for them to do, like, practical. Possible, but hard. And yet, at the same time, they could have used better CG. So, admittedly, this is one of those almost like one location type shoot type places because you're just in the grass. So you don't have to,
You don't need much of a budget.
don't need a huge ass budget, and outside of shooting time and who you got employed, which is essentially where I'm sure most of the budget went, probably to the director. But yeah, I would watch it again. I have to watch it again just to wrap my head around it. I'm like I said, I'm gonna give it a 3. I think it's pretty solid. It looked good. Acting was decent. I didn't find anything seemed out of place. It's just it's subject matter mostly, and you either like it or you don't. You follow it or you don't, and yes, there is some fantastical leeways. It's not like it's a straight sci-fi, so they don't really deal in science here. It's more fantasy than it is reality. So I can't really knock it on any of that, time travel aspects of what could work and what doesn't work and what's just weird. But would I recommend it? I think I would recommend this, but I would put the disclaimer right out there being like, just so you know, this is a time travel movie. Not just a Stephen King adapted thing by Vincenzo Natali. That's a horror film where people go into grass. Because that's what I thought.
So will I.
And it wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. So, I don't know that there's anything more that can be said about this, other than it's a good thing we cut our grass today. Yeah. Because otherwise we'd be looking at this going, we need to cut our grass right now. Anyways, more 31 Days of Horror to come. So keep watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Maybe. You probably didn't even watch this one, did you? Hello? Hello?
Who are you talking to?
Talking to the guy watching the video.
Video.
Oh,
If there's
right.
somebody
Nobody's
watching,
there.
Oh my god.
No, we know you watch, I think.
Could just be me.
Could just be you. I do know that the view counts do go up at least by 1 or 2, so. Maybe you're watching them. Are you watching them? Anyways, more 31 Days of Horror to come. Stay tuned. Be a video within another day or two. Take care. Have a good one.